So basically, there was a study that was pretty interesting that everyone knows that study, the studies about authoritarian, permissive parenting, right?
Yeah.
So basically authoritative, we said many times, is rules, and there are frameworks, but love and nurture within, full transparency around those rules. But then there are consequences. Permissive, anything goes, kids kind of rule the roost. And authoritarian is just like hyper control and not a lot of sometimes the rules aren't really set. And there's sometimes borderline psychological warfare in there where it's just like it's expected that you should this, not a ton of love and nurture. So there's all these studies that say authoritative parenting has very closely associated with positive outcomes for children of all ages.
Yeah.
So there's this other study that looks at this, but looks at the two parents when maybe parenting styles differ. What is strange, though, in this study is that 2018 study, parenting styles don't usually differ that much. For the most part, they saw a lot of correlation between
parents kind of get on the same page.
Yeah.
It's a fair amount of friction if you don't. There is an incentive within the marriage to be fairly aligned. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But differences do happen. So when they do have small differences, it's usually in positive parenting and then the rule setting. A lot of times mothers would lean a little towards more towards warmth and involvement. Fathers a little bit more towards discipline and rule enforcement. There's other research that suggests that maybe that can emerge later, bigger differences as you approach later years. But what's interesting is that when the styles diverge, the outcomes kind of depend on the mix. So typically when you have the same parenting style, it seemed to amplify the effect. So two authoritarian parents was the worst outcome. If both parents are fucking slamma-jamma dunking on you all the time, not good. Yeah. Two authoritative parents associated with the best outcomes. But sometimes there was I don't know how to say this word, but it has the root word compensatory effect. And it would basically kind of balance it out a little bit. So if you have an a-hole dad or mom, if the other one would sometimes go into more authoritative, and that would dampen that effect, and it wasn't that big a deal.
Yeah, that's
it kind of was a neutral outcome.
You even hear that sometimes with grandparents, that one really, really, really good nurturing authority figure in a kid's life can make a huge difference, even if it's not one of the parents.
Right. It's just if you have nothing, no grounding force, that can be associated with pretty poor outcomes.
Yeah.
And so another study, just to continue to round us out, get cue ball-esque, Mr. Clean here, is this is a weird one, okay? But it's going to give a little bit of permission to parents as to maybe why sometimes we're harsher. And I feel a lot of times social media or society will kind of point to us, and even these two slapdicks on this fucking program, always looking at ourselves oh, what can we do better? Couple
slapdicks. God, I don't use that one enough. That's a fun thing
word
to say. Yeah.
Comes to the desk from friend Rory Crawford. It's great. Great word.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
All right. So this study examined genetic and environmental influences on harsh parenting. Okay. So this is a study from 2015. And basically it took all these adopted kids in these new parents. They also looked at the birth mothers of these babies. So somehow they got access to that. When the birth mother had, a good temperament, whatever that means, they were nice people. They were nice and agreeable. Then the dads were not assholes of the adopted dads. So what this is trying to say, which is so fucking weird, is that if you have an easy kid, the dads were not assholes.
Yeah.
As much. So it's giving a bit of, some of the understanding. If you ever are harsh on your kids, we always look inward because that is the only thing you can change, right?
Yeah.
And it has to start with us. But this is a strange study that some fucking aggro dad must have made. Fucking
It's the kids. It's the fucking kids. That's why I'm an asshole.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah, yeah.
Daniel Shaw, Gordon Harold, these guys, fucking David
These
Reese,
guys.
fucking Anyway, no, I'm kidding. This is probably really good research, peer reviewed stuff. But what it is saying is like, look, if you have an easy kid, and you have two easy kids, and you're just this great dad, it's kind of like, okay, I mean, you're not in the major leagues, bro. Like try, when you're a great dad or a great mom and you adopted a little hellion and you can still be not a harsh parent, then that's so anyway, there was a correlation.
The other interesting thing that study speaks to is a thing that like it's just an uncomfortable truth, is like how much of brain development happens in utero and in the very early stage of life. Because theoretically, like a kid being easy of temperament, like part of that's genetic, but part of that's also nurture. I mean, what we know now is that like the distinction, like trying to make nature and nurture like a binary is like opposing things doesn't make any sense. Like basically everything about us is a combination of our temperament and like our genetic predisposition, but what parts of those genetics actually get expressed and fully realized and like develop powerful neural pathways, that's experiential, right? Yeah. And so that's happening for babies while they're still in utero. So it is interesting. It just speaks to the level of impact that the birth mother has, even though she's not actually going to be the mother who's raising that child.
Now, with that said, that's nature going deeper into nurture. That same study about the adoptive families, just to continue to realize all this research that I've done here, is the marital quality mattered. So better marriages linked to less harsh fathering. I don't know why they look just at the fucking dads. Freaking these guys are aggro. Anyway, and then the parents' own negative temperaments predicted harsher, more hostile parenting in both the moms and dads. So
that makes sense.
It's like, it's just a milkless summary. Like
sure.
Talk to your partner. If you guys are both total assholes, I mean, it's gonna happen.
Not going to help you. Yeah.